Hey YouTube, Fred Homme, welcome to my top 20 winter designer list for the year 2015. This list is compiled from November 2015 right up to March 2016. So that is the gap, the timeline, and these are my most worn and my favorites from that timeline. We got obviously some newcomers, some actually new releases in 2015 that made this list. I really wanted to try them out. So hence, if I really like them, I kept wearing them, and they're going to make this list. We got some old favorites, obviously, and we have a new number one. Now, Antaeus from Chanel has been my number one for 2 years straight. I love that juice. But our winter this year was milder than usual. So, you know, the minus 20s, 30s, 40s really didn't happen that often here in my region of Canada. It usually happens more often than most. And my list is going to reflect that this year. I got some lighter juices in this list. So let's get into it. At number 20, we're going to start off this list with one of my favorites of all time. At number 20, it was number 15 on last year's list. This is a staple for me. This is Marc, or as you guys know it, Malt. Always great for this time of year. This is a super versatile juice. Great for winter, obviously. My bottle of this stuff is still pushing great longevity and projection. It's several years old and it's still doing great. Malt super versatile, as I already said, great for winter, but also for warm weather too, if worn correctly. So you can wear this year-round, signature scent worthy. Yes, I love this wearing this one in the winter mostly. Indoors, outdoors, it doesn't really matter. The vanilla kind of pops in this one, the mint too a little bit during the winter months in my opinion. It did lose a few points this year for me just because I was trying to enjoy the newer Malt, which is Ultra Malt, more often than not. So this one it lost some of its play just because I was going with Ultra Malt. However, this is still a go-to for me at number 20. At number 19, it is a newcomer to this list. It's from the house of Bentley. This is my first purchase from the brand, and this is Bentley for Men Intense. Now, this stuff, what a surprise to me. I purchased this last year, and it's his first crack at a top 20 list for my winter list this year since I purchased it, and it did not disappoint. It made the list. I love the boozy aspect of this one. The rum just warms you up with some woods and cinnamon. It reminds me of a mix of Spicebomb, Gucci Put On One, a little bit of that, you know, the woods and cinnamon from Spicebomb, the woods, obviously the cedar from Gucci Put On One, and a boozier scent, kind of like Idole by Lubin because of the rum, right? Very surprising from the brand. I'm surprised. This was a blind buy for me, and when I got this, I was shocked. I wore this mostly indoors around Christmas time. It's great for that. And later in the winter season, and it worked very well for me. Very much impressed. At number 19. At number 18, a staple for me. Made it the last year's list at number 11, so it slipped a little bit. This is a staple for, you know, these Canadian winters. You gotta have one of these, and this is Encre Noire. Now, Encre Noire from Lalique, if you don't know, one of the darkest vetivers in the game. It mixes with cypress. It kind of gives you like a dark green. If I gave it a color, it wouldn't be black. It would actually be a dark green, almost black. It's my favorite from the brand, bar none. The best vetiver in the designer game, in my opinion. Yeah, it really flips the switch on most clean vetivers that you get in the designer game. When you get the vetiver in the designer game, it's mostly vetiver, easy to wear vetivers. So the designer game, I like that Lalique kind of flipped it on us and gave us a dirtier, a darker aspect of vetiver. The lasting power is excellent with this one. Worn it quite a bit when it was actually minus 30 or below. This is great for those really, really chilly days. I love it. It powers through those Canadian winters like any other. And that's why it's usually a staple on this list. At number 18. Now number 17, another newcomer in the game. This is from Jean-Paul Gaultier, the one that kind of stole a little bit of Le Malt's thunder. I just had to try this. It was one of my newest purchases, and I wanted to see how it was going to react to this Canadian winter. So Ultra Male makes the list at number 17. It's first showing in a top 20 on my channel, and for good reason. I wanted to give Ultra Male a real test this winter, and it really surpassed them all in wearings, as you can see at number 17. I truly love the pear note in Ultra Male that I missed. I missed in the first few wearings wearing this fragrance. I was like, what is that? It's that pear note. But I really enjoyed that facet of, and that's, I think, the spotlight in Ultra Male is that pear note at the start. It's still very much sweet, very bubblegummy, I would say. It is for people that have a sweet tooth. I have it sometimes, it depends. I can see somebody that does, you know, hates these kind of scents, sweet scents, to call this one kind of juvenile, but I can see that. However, I enjoyed the take on one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I enjoyed this take. The pear note was really nice. I really like how they blended this one. And you know, I poo-pooed on a lot of Le Malt flankers, and I think this is one of the few solid ones that they've released from Jean Paul Gaultier. So it's very sweet. However, compliments fly with this one. It's just like Le Malt. Again, it feels like the late 90s again. The compliments were flying off the scale wearing Ultra Male. And I was surprised. I know sweet scents do work very well on me, but Ultra Male did really, really well as far as compliments go, if that's something that you're interested in. At number 17. 16, it is a fragrance that I really like. This is more grown-up style. This is a flanker of Eau Sauvage. This is Eau Sauvage Parfum. This fragrance is a beast. I love Eau Sauvage Parfum. Made this list 2 years ago in the same actual spot at number 16 and lost its spot last year. However, regained it in 2015 on this list. This is one of my favorites from the Eau Sauvage line. I think it is actually my personal favorite from the Eau Sauvage line. It gives just enough due to the original. You know, it pulls a lot from the original, classic, old school, but it gives it a modern take, and I love how they switched it up on us a little bit. The blend of the classic old school to the modern darkness of myrrh is a thing of beauty. The myrrh and citrus really make this what it is. It's a gorgeous scent to throw on in a colder night or even a warmer winter day. This one is versatile during the season, and I love throwing this one on during the winter. At number 16. At number 15, let's move on to Monsieur Mugler. Mugler's got, what, 3 fragrances in this top 20. It kind of reminds me of back in 2009 when Mugler was killing this list. Well, this one hasn't seen a list in a while. This is Pure Coffee, guys. I kind of regained love for Pure Coffee, a return of Pure Coffee to the list after a 4-year hiatus in this winter list. This bottle is very old. This is actually my very first, my original Pure Coffee from several years back. I really cherish this juice. The coffee note in this, not that it's that authentic in this fragrance, but I love it. It works so well with the green patchouli. I still think this is one of the best from the house of Mugler. I remember giving this a 10 out of 10, I think back in 2009 when I first started my channel. And now in 2016, I would not change a thing. Still 10 out of 10 in my books. I'm just revisiting this year. I love it. This is very warm and comforting, gourmandish, and a head turner when you wear it. Very dark, it's mysterious. Women kind of gravitate to these. The ones that love the Amen, the mystery of Amen when you're wearing it and they turn their heads. This is going to do the exact same thing as Amen. It's going to turn some heads. And I personally think women can actually wear this. So women, if you really do like Mugler's style Pure Coffee, this would have great results on a woman, I think. Well-deserved comeback for this excellent scent in this top 20 list at number 15. At number 14, another newcomer, a newish release from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. We got some back-to-back Yves Saint Laurent action coming up. This is from, of course, the La Nuit brand. This is La Nuit Intense. Now, La Nuit Intense, I haven't talked about this fragrance, this particular fragrance on my channel yet. It has a familiar aura to the original, but not an intense version of the original, which most people kind of wanted. People got upset. Fragheads got upset, man. A great use of florals here. I really like the violet and iris in this. It had a good amount of sweetness too. You're going to have like a fruity sweetness in the introduction of this, but it has a good sweet note in this fragrance. Really, really good. I truly enjoyed this one, wearing it casually over the winter days. You know, jeans and a t-shirt, this is what it was. Jeans and a hoodie kind of thing. Could be worn on a date night. The longevity and projection were average. It was solid. Again, people were expecting 10 plus hours, beast mode projection because it's an intense version of the original. If you take that out of your mind and you're looking at this as a standalone release, it is a solid release from YSL and a worthy flanker in my opinion. I really think this was a solid one. At number 14, I wore quite a bit of this stuff. At number 13, we're going back to YSL, baby. Now we're going classic. This is M7. Oh, This is a jewel in my collection. I'm not gonna let this one go. At number 13, another fragrance that made the list in 2013 but missed the mark in 2014's list. So in and out M7, it has that vibe on me. Some years I love it, some years I just, it's gonna collect dust. I'm gonna be honest. It returns, and this is one of the best from the YSL range, in my opinion, for winter months, bar none. I absolutely love wearing this one during the fall months. But sometimes when I didn't have enough of it, and especially this winter, it was kind of like a warmer winter for me. I just kept wearing it and wearing it and wearing it this winter. It's that versatile. It's great for a really cool winter night, date, even during the day, outside or indoors, work. I think in the winter months, M7 kind of really shines. It truly is worth all the praise it deserves on base notes and fragrantica. If you can get your hands on this stuff, please do. I think it was one of the best releases in the men's game from YSL. At number 13. At number 12, Christian Dior has a few big releases. This one is from the Dior Homme line, and this is Dior Homme Parfum. So this is the new release from them. Again, another 2015 release on this list. I really enjoyed this one. It did not dethrone DHI, which is coming soon, but the newest release in the men's Dior Homme lineup did not disappoint. I really like that they keep going in the same direction. At the same time, I don't like it just because I want them to change things up. It is cut from the same cloth as its counterparts. If you have Dior Homme, DHI, Dior Homme Parfum is kind of a redundant release, to be honest. So if you own DHI, I would say stay away from this. It's kind of working for the same kind of events. It has a warming effect. It has that familiar iris that I love. The blend's quality. It's rich. The overall scent is quality, but we have smelt this before. It has its changes, but really I think Dior Homme, the Parfum edition, is a solid scent. If we didn't have DHI, then we would be talking about this fragrance quite a bit. And that's the thing, right? Some people, they kind of zone in on that. And I'm just looking at it as a standalone. It is a very solid release from Dior. It is signature scent worthy in the winter for this one. During work, you can wear it during work. Casually, dressed up, dressed down. Overall, I'm really impressed by Dior Homme Parfum. Really good release from them. Again, if you're looking at the whole scenario, then you might think redundant release. But at number 12, a solid one for me, and I wore it quite a bit this winter. At number 11, from the house of Versace. This one, you guys already know. I've talked about this one quite a bit recently. This is Versace Homme Oud Noir. Versace's latest release. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Did not make the cut last year just because of longevity and projection. We had a really rough winter last year. Now this year's winter was milder, so I could wear this a little bit more. Hence why it made the top 20 at a very high rate. Now, this is the best Versace release in years, to be honest. If you haven't heard me talking about that, man, this stuff is good. This thing is dark. It's mysterious. It has an abundance of surprising compliments. Now, nude-based fragrance. This one's milder, guys. It's a little tamer, but it has that mystery and that darkness that I love from oud-based fragrances. I can wear this not only casually, but also at work, too. I've worn this at work, and I've gotten compliments on this one, which is surprising to me. And as a frankhead, I know my limits, but this one, surprising. Things like Le Malt, I know I'm going to get compliments. Aventus, things like that. These are well-known facts. This was not a well-known fact. This one's doing very well this winter as far as the compliment factor goes. At number 11, Versace Oud Noir. Alright guys, welcome to my top 10. Let's start it off with number 10. It is a newcomer on the list from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. I decided to give the One EDP a good chance this winter, and it did not disappoint either. So, the One EDP, it truly shined and surprised me because I felt this was pretty weak stuff during my wearings. However, people could smell this one on me, and it was doing exactly what the original does, and that is garner compliments. This is what this thing does. I loved wearing this casually, jeans. At work it was perfect just because it wasn't a bomb per se. It really felt like the EDT as far as performance goes, a little bit more, but not crazy. Has that attraction that the original does. The original always brings people closer, and it does garner compliments. This thing does it too. As far as comparing it to the original, this one obviously has a darker tinge to it. I felt like this one will shine in the spring and fall more than obviously the winter. So I can't wait to start wearing this one a little more in the spring and see what I get, especially those cooler or overcast spring days. I think it's going to work well. It is a solid addition to the Dolce & Gabbana lineup. I don't think this is a worthless release from them. I really think this was a good one. At number 10. At number 9, we're going to go Classic Baby. This one was number 7 on last year's list, so it didn't really fall off too much. This is Gucci Pour Homme 1. Gucci Pour Homme, solid, man. Once upon a time, this was a number 1 on my winter list, but it's still hanging on in the top 10. I don't think it's ever slipped out of the top 10 ever since it was number 1. I don't think any other designer fragrance can do cedar like Gucci Pour Homme can. When I want woods, this is my go-to. It's perfect for winter, and I dub this my lumberjack scent because it is cedar bomb, and I love it. At number 9. At number 8, let's go Spicebomb, baby. It was number 18 last year. It is number 8 this year. Spicebomb. This one climbed the ranks this year probably because of the milder weather, I'll be honest with you. It works very well in the fall. So because our winter was a little milder, I could stretch this one out a little bit. Spicebomb is a perfect scent to wear casually with jeans. That's usually how I wear this fragrance. I love the woods, the spices, the cinnamon really pops in Spicebomb. And it is signature scent worthy. So if you're looking for something signature scent worthy, Spicebomb could be it. At number 8. At number 7 on my list was number 9 last year. So it comes up just a little bit from the House of Mugler. This is Pure Malt. Now, Pure Malt has been number 1 on this list before, so it's been a dominant force in my top 20 for winter designer, and it has been steadily been in my top 10 for the past few years. Always a great go-to scent from Mugler. It is, in my opinion, a solid Robin to Muglier's Amen Batman for winter. So Amen is the Batman for winter, and this is its Robin, and they're almost on par, to be honest. Pure Malt's hype is pretty much good as gone now, but truly is a masterpiece for the boozy gourmand lovers out there. This is absolutely a no-brainer to purchase. One of the best bang for your buck scents if you're looking for something a little different, a little daring. You're trying to get out of the same old designer releases. Pure Malt is where you should go first. This is an outstanding juice. At number 7. Number 6 was number 6 last year, so it didn't fall off at all. Stayed where it was supposed to be. DHI. I can't ignore this juice at all. For the winter, it just works, guys. DHI always lurking to grab that number 1 spot, but never received it for winter. Always in the talks, though. This one is my go-to sexy dressing up type of scent for the winter. And this is why it's so high in this list every single year. Just because if I'm dressing up, tuxedo, nice suit, things like that, and I want to smell the part, DHI is the way to go. It just shows up as a classy scent. Longevity and projection is great. The scent's warming. It's, it has a seduction manner to it, but yet it's also classy. It's not too bubblegummy, like Le Malt. It has a class to it. Just an overall classic in my eyes. A great scent. At number 6. Now, number 5, we're going to go Fahrenheit brand. Fahrenheit always has at least one from the Fahrenheit brand in the game. This is Fahrenheit Parfum. What a climb for this one in my top 20 list. Usually one of the Fahrenheits makes this list, either the original or the absolute, but this year it was the Parfum's turn. This scent is criminally underrated in the fragrance game in the Fahrenheit clan. It reminds me of Absolute before it was discontinued. But Absolute, I was pretty much the only one on YouTube talking about it before it was discontinued. Now it's discontinued. Everybody wants their hands on it. Same thing with this one. Nobody's talking about this one. I like this one. The rum And this one is the icebreaker for me. It's the thing that really just stands out. It's a great note around the familiar Fahrenheit DNA. It's a must check out if you are a fan of the brand. I think this is a really good release from them, and a lot of people should be checking this out instead of going, I don't know. Give it a chance at number 5. At number 4, from the House of Davidoff, this one, I don't even talk about Davidoff except if I'm talking about this fragrance. This is Leather Blend, one of my favorites. Ooh, one of my favorites. Davidoff's best release in a decade. Yep, this thing is that great. I can't even start describing it. I wear this thing like a signature scent this winter. As you can see, it's number 4. Well-balanced leather scent that is just perfect for the winter months. Highly addicting, I'm telling you that right now, and will be in these top 20s for years to come. I really think this, they really killed it with Leather Blend at number 4. Number 3 was number 2 last year. Obviously with the new number 1, people are gonna, fragrances are gonna be moving down the list. Amen, guys. Amen from Mugler. Ever since I've been shooting these top 20s for winter designer lists, you could possibly bet that Amen will make number 1 on the list, or at least number 2. You can put your money on it. This year it slipped at number 3. This thing is the Canadian Winter Killer. Amen just does that. This thing's a beast. It's gourmandish, it's complex, it's daring. And every time I wear this, I feel like, I wouldn't say I feel like a king, but I feel like I'm wearing something that other people don't even know about. This thing is just a masterpiece, and I love when people turn around and they're like, what are you wearing? They can't get it in my hometown, by the way. And I just feel like I'm wearing something that nobody can get their hands on, and I love it. At number 3, Angel Men, always one of my favorites for them. Now number 2, my old number 1, from the House of Chanel, the anti-Chanel in the men's game, Antaeus pour Homme. Antaeus has been my number 1 for winter 2 years running now. This scent's a beast. It is everything that is not Chanel right now. They try to be, super safe, and everybody loves these new Chanels coming out, but Antaeus, oh, it's so daring in this day and age. I absolutely love it. Nothing released today is like this. This fragrance is a beast for these Canadian winters. It's a solid performer for me. I reach for this one almost weekly in the winter, obviously at number 2. This thing could be number 1 on my list every single year. Lost its throne this year to a new fragrance. And this is a flanker to one of my favorites of all time. You guys will never guess it, so I might as well tell you. This is Boss Bottled Oud. Boss Bottled Oud. Coming out of left freaking field, man. Boss Bottled Oud. Now, there's only a handful of scents that can blow me away and make number 1 on my list when they're new. They must grab my attention to wear it almost weekly. Boss Bottled Oud did just that. This came out of left field. I wasn't expecting this. A flanker to one of my favorites of all time. Usually don't stand a chance just because it'll never be better than the original. And I'm not saying that Boss Bottled Oud is better than Boss Bottled, because it's not. I'll be honest, it's not. However, this mesh is simply outstanding. I couldn't get enough of it this winter. It was just perfect for this winter. It was just mild enough for it. This is not beast mode as far as the scent goes. If anybody has smelt it, if our winter was much cooler, maybe Antaeus could hold on to the number 1 spot. But Boss Bottled Oud did great. The green apple in here is crisper, almost fresher than the original. The cinnamon toned down. The darker oud kind of took the cinnamon spot in the original Boss Bottled. I had my doubts when I purchased this one. And I also purchased the Intense version of Boss Bottled. But the Intense didn't even stand a chance with this oud. This oud I kept reaching for it. I thought the Intense would pull as the favorite, but this one is probably the second best Hugo Boss fragrance for men, right behind Boss Bottled on my list. The green apple and the oud just works together. Just think about that green apple oud. It works well. Take it from me. This can be a signature scent-worthy fragrance for any age. It gives you that kind of mystery with the oud, but something very familiar with the green apple and the cinnamon. What a blend. Yeah, this highly surprised me. Highly. I did not think that I was gonna reach out for this one as much as I did. Number one on this list this year. We'll see next year if it holds on to that. I can't wait to wear this in the fall, to be honest. I can't wait. So guys, this is my top 20 list for winter 2015. Designer, the niche, obviously the niche heads, I'm going to get you guys next. Thank you for watching. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about my list. And let me know what you wore this winter. Thanks, guys.